The man was in the middle of attempting suicide when the phone suddenly rang. It was his estranged sister, pleading with him to take care of her daughter.
Okay, can you be there in 20 minutes and get her for me? Can you do this one fucking thing?
What's it gonna be?
Please, Richie.
Okay.
The man washed off the blood, wrapped his wound with gauze, and rushed out. When his niece stepped out of the chapel, the first thing she saw was a face, utterly defeated and hollow.
I have gymnastics rehearsal in 27 minutes. If I'm not there on time, there will be hell to pay.
After the girl finished talking, the man finally had the chance to introduce himself.
I don't care.
He had no choice but to take his niece to her gymnastics class, but the girl, raised with elite education, had absolutely nothing in common with this failed man. On the way home, they said nothing to each other, sitting as far apart as they could. He dropped her off on time, just as she asked. Now, he could finally focus on dying. He swallowed 20 sleeping pills, and waited for the effects to kick in. But once again, the phone rang. This time it was a debt collector, threatening to break his legs if he didn't pay up by tomorrow night. The man promised to repay him by then, knowing full well he wouldn't be alive that long. Still, he didn't want to die feeling humiliated, so he let out all his rage over the phone, cursed the guy out, and hung up. But then a voice came through the line again. The caller claimed he was already outside the man's building, ready to give him a beating before he died. The man opened the door to check. His neighbor was throwing a party. Everyone wore strange masks. He yanked a mask off a drunk man and put it on, grabbed a bow and arrow, and aimed at the elevator, ready to kill the debt collector first. But when the elevator doors opened, it was just an innocent old lady. He quickly waved her away. Then, the phone rang again.
I'm gonna shoot you in the face with a bow and arrow.
She hasn't come home.
Huh?
Mother hasn't come home yet.
Are you sure?
Pretty sure.
Okay. Well then I guess I'll try to make it over there in a couple minutes.
He hung up. Only then did he realize a long time had passed, and the sleeping pills hadn't worked. He ran to the downstairs payphone, and called the pharmacy, only to learn he'd bought the wrong medication. What he had taken were menopause mood stabilizers, completely harmless. Furious, he smashed the phone to pieces. With no other option, he headed to his sister's apartment. At the entrance, a blonde woman lingered anxiously. When she saw him, she immediately fled. His niece had been waiting for a long time, clearly uneasy. He tried to reassure her, suggesting maybe her mom was out with friends, but the girl firmly denied that possibility.
No, it is not possible. She never hangs out with friends. She's never late. She never allows me to be late. She never drinks. She never smokes. And she never ever has left someone like you looking after me. Ever.
Yeah, well, there's a first for everything.
As soon as she gets home, you can get back to your life.
Then, the man noticed a cartoon drawing on the fridge. It reminded him of his childhood, when he used to draw his own comic characters. He had once created a figure named Sophia. Coincidentally, his niece's name was also Sophia. The man realized this might not be a coincidence. He stayed with her in silence, out of boredom. He asked for a scrap of paper, intending to write his suicide note, but due to blood loss and exhaustion, he passed out mid-sentence. The phone rang. The girl picked up. She found out her mom was okay, but her mom wanted to speak to her uncle. Her voice was cold, asking the man to leave immediately, so he wouldn't corrupt her daughter. But when she heard about the blonde woman at the door, she suddenly panicked.
You need to get Sophia out of that apartment right now. It's not safe there.
Huh?
Get her out of the apartment, Richie. Take her down the stairwell and exit through the street, not through 3rd Avenue.
Bring her down a stairwell?
Just do it, Richie.
From the 20th floor?
Get her out of the building, Richie.
Okay, so you want me to sneak Sophia out of the side entrance?
Yes! That is exactly what I want you to do.
What am I, James Bond?
She didn't explain why, but the girl was already packing her bag. At the man's apartment, there were signs of suicide everywhere, so he took her to a bowling alley. That stayed open all night, a place she could wait until morning. He told her to enjoy herself, but she pulled out her homework instead. Watching her work robotically, the man lit a cigarette out of frustration. The staff snatched it from his mouth, and told him the boss wanted to see him. Knowing the place was shady, he worried for his niece's safety, but the staff had already arranged 3 bodyguards for her. He expected a beating, but instead, the boss simply needed a favor. His girlfriend had disappeared a week ago. The last place she was seen was at the bar where the man worked. When shown a photo, the man realized he'd seen her, dead, in a bathroom stall at the bar. The bar owner had sworn him to secrecy, in exchange for wiping away his debts, but clearly, the situation had spiraled out of control. Panicking, he called the bar owner, but the man denied everything, insisting no one had ever died there. Exhausted and helpless, he wandered back to the bowling alley. He was so dazed, he thought he he saw death itself, a robed figure, sitting beside him. He felt he was dying, but death told him his time hadn't come yet. His niece asked again if they could go rest at his place, so she wouldn't mess up her exam. Before he could answer, he saw something strange. A customer reached into a bowling ball and pulled out a small bag of white powder. His street instincts kicked in. He grabbed his niece and left immediately. They arrived at a dark, rundown building. He told her to wait by the door and knocked. The hallway was pitch black, and the girl began crying in fear. When he came back out, she insisted on going home. She thought he was doing something illegal, but in truth, he had only gone to retrieve a comic book.
She got shot by an arrow?
Yeah, see, it's like Looney Tunes. See, she dies, right? But then she comes back to life, see? Sophia always comes back to life.
As kids, he and his sister had no toys, so they made their own fun by drawing comics. That's probably why his sister named her daughter Sophia, hoping she'd be as strong as the character he once drew. With the misunderstanding cleared, he took his niece for some fast food. She went to use the restroom, and just as he stood guard outside, two women came rushing up, furiously banging on the door.
Will you please shut up? Shut up. Shut up. Shut up. Shut up. Shut up. Would you shut the hell up? Just shut the fuck up! Please! Shut your big, fat cow mouth! Shut it the fuck up! Just do it, man! Shut it, please, God! Shut up!
The man finally opened up and told his niece about the conflict between him and his sister. He said it was because his sister had escaped that family and became someone better, while he had become a terrible person. He was a little emotional.
I don't think that at all.
And just as he was about to go on, his niece heard her favorite song. She immediately started dancing in a silly, carefree way. The whole place lit up with joy. She pulled him in to dance too, but he felt a little shy. In the tug and pull, his niece saw the scars on his wrist. No matter how she asked, he didn't know how to explain them. He stumbled and collapsed by the side of the road. His niece ran to the pharmacy and brought back ointment to stop the bleeding. But deep down, the man just wanted to quietly leave this world.
And then what, I'll just have to worry about you, that I'll never see you again, that you'll be gone forever? Huh? Instead of thinking about yourself, think about me, Richie. How is Sophia supposed to go on more adventures if you're not around?
For the first time, he felt what it was like to be needed by someone, but his life was already a mess. Was he still worth being needed? The girl's answer was yes, because there are so many people living lives even worse than his, even if they look perfect on the outside, like her biological father. He looked like a decent man on the surface, but had called her a bastard in front of many people. The man was furious when he heard that. He forced himself to stand up and took the girl with him to confront the man, though his body was already on the brink. With nothing but rage and resolve, he beat the guy down so hard that he couldn't even fight back.
I don't know what there is to live for anymore, Darren, but I swear to God. I swear to God. If you say any more fucked up things to my sister or kid again, I will stay alive. I will stay alive to make sure your life is a living hell.
If you want to know what happens next, follow me.